staying with a story from Anambra State of separate court rulings naming different candidates for November's election. Let's get some legal insight with lawyer Emeka Okafor. Emeka, you're welcome to the program. Now, let's start with what you make of this judgments of what you call courts of the coordinate jurisdictions from, in the case of PDP, for both Ozigbo and Senator Ugochukwu Oba. Yeah. What do you make of it?
Actually, the issue of legal tussle within the PDP fold is complex. The reason why I will say it's complex is that sometimes you hear a particular candidate has already obtained judgment. In the next vein, you just hear another one has already obtained. But you know, this judgment they are talking about is either it is a state high court or federal high court, which are courts of coordinate jurisdiction. So whatever Mr. A gets from high court, the state high court, and the other person gets from the federal high court is same. But as a lawyer, there are some certain indices that we have to look into, because we have a norm we normally use in our legal parlance or legal jurisprudence. We say first in time.
Okay.
So if it is on a particular subject matter, the first in time principle will now come into play. Do you understand? So from the PDP angle, though I may not be conversant with their legal tussle, but whoever gets rightful judgment first will monster.
Okay, let's still stay with PDP before we go on to talk about APGA, because they all seem to be having the same issue of
everywhere,
not knowing exactly who the candidate will be. Now, in the case of the PDP, there was the point made by the, the judge, Nwabunike, that the PDP, did not successfully vacate the extant orders before conducting the primary on June 26.
Yeah, actually.
Help us understand what exactly that means and how that applies to even both parties.
The import is very simple. The judge or the judex is saying that there are some certain impediments that you need to get off before you can exercise some rights. So if a party goes to get an injunction, maybe injunctive relief, you need to vacate it. You need to allow it to outrun on a fluxion of time. If it is injunctive order, maybe 7 days is gone. If it is other nature of reliefs, then you need to move on to go and set it aside before you can proceed to do anything that order bars you from doing. So that is the import of what he's saying.
Which the judge is saying, and it says it's not for nothing that court judges are called my lords. When a court makes a pronouncement, it must be obeyed, no matter how foolish or ugly anybody thinks it is. But still on, before we get to the APGA thing, still on the PDP matter, you talked about the first, that is like first in, first out, that kind of a principle. So in this case, what will be the position of INEC? What will they be doing when you have two courts or coordinate jurisdiction who have issued a judgment concerning the same matter on two individuals in the same party? What will INEC be doing?
This is very simple. Just like I said before, this norm is applicable in legal tussle within APGA fold. You can bear me witness that in APGA there is candidate Chuma Umoji who was pronounced the authentic candidate. The judgment was gotten around 30th of June. Before another court of coordinate jurisdiction now went and delivered another judgment in same subject matter. This is is more or less like an abuse of court process or abuse of court judgments. You understand? So the norm is supposed to be to refrain from giving any other judgment on same subject matter because it has already been adjudicated upon.
So what then would you say is playing out when the parties, whether it's PDP, APGA, or any other party for that matter, choose to continue to, go to seek redress in courts of coordinate jurisdiction and not a superior court like the appeal court, for example? What do you think is playing out in that situation?
See, let me tell you, once there is a judgment of court, any other judgment that is coming is with respect to same subject matter is, in fact, is dead on arrival.
So the only way out for
is just to go on appeal and go and vacate the rightful judgment. So you're saying first on time.
So you're saying INEC will still remain with Umoji, for example, if everything stops here now. So they will still remain with Umoji.
Umoji is the rightful candidate until the matter is overturned or they can if it can be vacated or can be quashed in higher courts. Anything, any other court of same jurisdiction, same power, cannot
and that's why I asked the question: why are they not choosing to go to the
it's because they you know, some people, you know, Nigerian politics, how most times the politicians do. I will not say that they will not that they did not get proper legal advice.
So now,
but sometimes they choose to do things the way they feel like doing.
Very quickly before we let you go, APGA has two, judgments.
Yes. In APGA,
what do you make of that?
But in APGA, we don't have any issue in APGA. APGA issue has already been settled. It's very clear. The judgment in APGA was a judgment of Jigawa High Court. You know, any court in Nigeria has jurisdiction. Yes. So far election matter is concerned. It has expansive jurisdiction. So now, Chuma Umoji, which is a Judo KK faction of the APGA party, got the judgment, and the court put a firm pronouncement that the candidate of the party is Right Honorable Chuma Umoji, a serving member of Federal House of Representatives.
You seem to be an interested party in this.
He said, yes, I'm an okay, we'll leave it there. Sorry, we don't have all the time in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Emeka Okafor for being here to throw more light on this legally.